This is your intrepid traveler, Roberto. Today is the beginning of my bike tour along the Normandy coast, looking at the Allied landings and all of the key interest points. We're starting off at a very important location called the Pegasus Bridge, was also the starting point for the British forces. The bridge, which you can see a ship is going through now, is actually a canal, and the Pegasus Bridge would have allowed Germans to have access to the beaches, repelling the British forces using armor and more heavier equipment. Fortunately, the British forces were able to hold on to the bridge until 1 o'clock in the morning, which they were reinforced and then permanently held the bridge, and they themselves able to bring armor and more troops across the bridge and go further into the French countryside. As you can see, without a bridge, impossible to cross. As we approach Cherbourg Beach, which was the far left of the Allied forces conducted by the British, and here we go. This is Cherbourg Beach. This is where the British came ashore. Looks like they're pretty close to the houses. Didn't have a long way to go, but they still met with significant resistance with heavy casualties. But this is it, the British landed here. Quite amazing, it looks so peaceful now. Just a sleepy seaside town. Look at these old large places. Quite significant. I didn't realize that the houses were so close as the British troops landed. I wonder if these were occupied by Germans. We've left Cherbourg Beach. Next destination is Juno, where the Canadians landed. Here's a tank just representing some of the things that came ashore. This is actually a flamethrower, Churchill. If you're on the other end of that bugger, that's quite scary. On our way to Juno, we'll also stop at some museums there and get a better feel for what the Canadians did on that auspicious day of days. On June 6, 1944, the Canadian Army Film and Photo Unit shot the only film footage on D-Day assault landings on Juno Beach known to survive. And here it is. And this building right here is the most famous and in fact the only footage that the Canadians have coming ashore. The residents honoring the Canadians all along this stretch. There's nooks and crannies all along the beachfront where troops landed, and these dedications to them and the beaches that hosted them. Here I'm on a sandy beach trail. Isn't this beautiful? It's a bit sandy and challenging, but worth the effort. Also, no humans out here. We're now at what was the center of the Canadian Juno beach landing. When I say center, meaning they had troops on the left and right. Heading into one of the German bunker areas right on the beach to oppose Allied landing. Watch your noggin. This is where they defended it. This wasn't here, of course. Yeah, not a great spot to be when you had troops coming at you in shells. That's for sure. I wouldn't want to be here. Here's where the Canadians came ashore. You can see that marker down there. That is the canal, and therefore the Germans had to really heavily defend it as they didn't want ships going up there. And Canadian casualties along this beach going up were very heavy as they came up to the defensive positions, both artillery as well as machine guns. This is a very sacred spot for the Canadians.
With glowing hearts we see thee rise, thou Juno strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand.
The poppy is indigenous to Canada and represents the honor of the troops and all of the wars they've served.
Just came out of the museum. There's my bike. Be jumping on that momentarily. Just a beautiful day today. Here's another Churchill flamethrower tank. Now this is my kind of bike riding. The small little open road, no cars, nice breeze, beautiful weather. This is nice. did a big climb up to this bluff, which was a gun position right here. And some pretty heavy fortifications up at this point. Fritz, what are all these ships out there coming toward us? Ah! It's the attack! It sure was. In fact, it was the Brits coming onto Gold Beach. As you can see here, Gold Beach stretches all the way up and actually even around that peninsula where the Brits tried to get ashore there. You can see the destroyed equipment in the water. This is also the far right of the Brit positions on the beaches around here. And where I'm standing now are all the German defenses. Machine gun nests, artillery, quite a significant amount of firepower that could shoot down onto the beaches on any side. So let's climb this cliff and knock those krauts out. The only good German is a dead German, my grandfather used to say. So we're at our third and final beach stop for today. This is Gold Beach. As you can see behind me, this is a area where they had artillery mounted and they could point at the beaches on either side. And this whole area was bristling with machine guns, cannon, etc. Okay, end of day one. What a fantastic ride from Caen to Bayeux. The strategy for this trip is simple. Each night I'm done my ride, I'm going to stay at a bed and breakfast where I get a comfortable bed, a hot shower, and delicious, delicious French food. So day two, tomorrow we're going to head over to Sainte-Mère-Église. We'll be hitting a couple of D-Day museums as well as some of the key American landing sites. Okay, let's get some rest, let's get some food, and get ready for tomorrow.